Merry Christmas, happy holidays, crazy Kwanzaa, season's greetings, whatever you want to call it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special Thursday Christmas time edition of the Third and Long podcast. My name, of course, is Shane Harris. Look at my beautiful Christmas jumper with these flashing lights and the greatest of all time. As you can see it.
I didn't realise it flashed, man.
That's right, of course, man. We've got Ollie Butler Henderson to my right, Oliver Hope to my left. Gentlemen, Merry Christmas. How the devil are we?
I didn't realise Brady was on your jumper.
Oh,
Hey.
Brady never won King of the Ring, did he?
I'm good, mate. I'm happy to be finished with work. How are you?
I don't rub it in.
Yeah, I still got tomorrow to go, and like I said, there's a full card of racing on Boxing Day, so I'm going to get battered. But yeah, for now, all good, but all good.
Oh, yeah. I do have a Christmas jumper on it. It's actually a T-shirt. It's got Rudolph on it. Lots of little Rudolphs everywhere.
I've got the snowflakes and the snowman.
Awesome,
Traditional snowflakes. We've got a little bit of snowflake.
Love the effort.
As if we're in Buffalo.
Oh, God, yeah.
Speaking of that,
As long as you don't throw it at anyone.
Have you seen Buffalo having to leave early to get to Chicago because of inclement weather?
Oh, God. That's not good, is it, again? But interesting. Could make things really interesting for Saturday.
They're just leaving early, that's all it is.
Yeah, to make sure they're safe and all that.
Yeah.
And just in case anybody is wondering where our fourth musketeer is, Mr. Perrins himself, he is currently at the wedding and not his own.
Yeah, I was about to say not his own wedding.
Yeah, he's not getting married again. You know, there's still hope. There's still hope, ladies. There's still hope. But
Michelangelo is at the wedding, or at a wedding, not his wedding, as we've said. Oh, gentlemen, let's start off with a couple of really bits of sad news. Start off with the passings of a couple of two legends, really. Both running backs, both Super Bowl winners. You know, the passing of the late Franco Harris, the Steelers Hall of Famer. And the young Ronnie Hillman, who was only 31 when he passed away earlier on this week, after a long battle of cancer. So we pass on their condolences to their families. I mean, Franco Harris, what a career he had. You know, he's spent nearly 12 years in the NFL, four-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Man of the Year, Walter Payton Man of the Year. You know, he's a Steelers Hall of Famer. He's an NFL Hall of Famer. He was in the 1970s decade of the team of the decade. This bloke was an absolute legend and an absolute phrase to the wrecking ball. He was massive and very, very difficult to bring down. Just over 12,000 rushing yards, 91 rushing touchdowns, 2,287 receiving yards, and 9 receiving touchdowns. This guy had a hell of a career.
Yeah, he'd have made it in the Pro Bowl this year.
And there's our first dig of the day.
Here we go.
Yeah, I have some issues with some players in the Pro Bowl.
Oh, I think we all do on that one, but never mind. And then we rolled on to Ronnie Hillman, who sadly passed away after his battle with cancer. He passed away yesterday. I'm not sure what cancer was or how long it was, but either way, cancer's a horrible thing, and it's sad to say that we still lose people to this disease in this day and age. It really, really is sad. Obviously, Super Bowl 50 champion with Denver Broncos, just shy of 2,000 rushing yards. He was only in the league for 4 years. The last year was his practice squad, which wasn't a long time at all, but he was a very, very good running back, and obviously a Super Bowl champion as well.
Yes.
As you mentioned earlier, Ollie, it's a terrible loss to the NFL wider community. With Franco Harris, the fact that I'm a Ravens fan and the Steelers are our biggest rivals, I think when you look at players like that, it transcends rivalries. And you can see how good they are, not just as a player, as a person. He is a hero. Pittsburgh to the fact that they have a statue in, I believe it's Pittsburgh's airport. Don't quote me on that one. We know where he's got a statue there, so not just people who are not fans of American football will see him, and they will see how much of a hero to the area he is. And was also part of the Immaculate Reception catch as well.
Yes, as you said, Ollie, this guy was a beast. I mean, you read out his stats: wrecking ball, Immaculate Reception, and I just remember somebody saying how much he gave back to the wider community in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I saw when I heard his death. It wasn't how good he was as a footballer; it was how good he was as a person in giving back to his wider community. And
I mean,
Ronnie Hillman, as you said, he didn't have a long career, but he was a hell of a player. He won a Super Bowl, and both will be a massive loss to the NFL.
Oh, all day long. Going on to positive news. Tash is back.
I'm so glad Phil isn't here for this.
So, I did share this to my boss actually, who is a Cowboys fan, and we had a little discussion on Teams earlier on about this. His words are, if I just bring up his conversation he said he will crack under the pressure of Mitch and the D-line. And D-Law, sorry.
I've been quite... who's Mitch? Do you mean Mika?
That'd be Mika. That'd be his spelling.
Yeah.
So,
Mika. I've been quite vocal in the fact that I don't rate Gardner Minshew. I don't buy into Minshew mania. I don't buy into the Tash or anything like that. I agree that he will crack under the pressure, and I think this is an easy Cowboys W.
I don't think it's going to be an easy Cowboy W. Let's put it this way. Eagles win. They secure the number 1 spot.
Yeah, I hope they lose out because that gives us a sniff.
Gardner Minshew is a good quarterback. I'm just going to grab up his stats.
I'm here with 2 Minshew maniacs.
I am a Gardner Minshew maniac, yes.
I am, but yeah, like I said, me and Phil always say, what you gonna do, brother, when Minshew mania runs on you, And the Cowboys D-line are about to find out.
He's had 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He's at just over 6,000 passing yards. Passer rating 93.9. He rushed for 517 yards, and he's rushed for a touchdown. He is a good quarterback.
No, he's not.
Then those stats are lied then. Jacksonville, he shouldn't have had that kind of numbers in Jacksonville if he weren't a good quarterback. Because Jacksonville haven't been that good.
I am convinced Minshew will flame out against the Cowboys.
I don't think he will. I mean, he's been around the league now he's in his 4th year. He was 2 years at Jacksonville. Which, for some reason, a certain strange head coach there didn't like him.
Doug Peterson. No, not Doug Peterson.
That weird bloke that they had before, yeah.
I didn't realize he was still there under Meyer.
He was there under Meyer, yeah, 2018, yeah. So he was released prior to the 2021 season. They let him go because Meyer didn't like him. Didn't like the stigma around him and stuff like that, but we all know what Meyer was. So yeah, he was, and then Eagles picked him up, and he served a good backup. He started a few games last season because of it. I think Ollie's just dying. He's getting. So he started a few games that last season when Jalen got hurt, and he's done well. He's never let a team down. He's one of those quarterbacks that Ollie says you hope he doesn't lose, not win. No, hope he wins you the game, not lose the game.
Do you hope he doesn't lose you the game?
He is a good quarterback, and he will be all right there tonight. And offense, I think they'll be all right with him in the reins.
He is a mid-level quarterback, bridge quarterback at best.
The way I look at it, right, just because he is a meme and looks like Burt Reynolds' love child, doesn't mean there's not talent there.
I love that Burt Reynolds' love child.
He's smartly with the cowboy hat on and smoking a bandit, that sort of thing. He's up, and the fact that he's and the fact that he's still got weapons all over the field, I think they'll beat the Cowboys. Sorry, man.
I'm going to stand by what I'm saying. He's mid-level quarterback, bridge quarterback, not good enough. Might need Parsons, Lawrence, Diggs, etc. will eat him alive.
It will be interesting now. This is going to be a test. How good is that Eagles O-line? How good is that Eagles offense now? They've got that quarterback. Quarterback is that to step out the field through to injury. Who can scramble? Who can rush 70, 100 yards a game?
Yeah, but I mean,
easily. So now can they do it?
Gardner Minshew can do anything.
He can.
He's not Jalen Hurts from this season.
Well, I mean, the way you're talking about him.
He's not Jalen Hurts from this season. He is a really good quarterback. So let's see what he will be able to do in this Eagle offense, because his Eagle offense is ticking at the moment. Absolutely ticking. Let's roll to Monday Night Football.
Cowboys by 10, minimum. Now, I'll hold my hands up and say I was wrong about this. I backed Baker Mayfield when the Rams to win, and Green Bay absolutely outplayed him.
No quarterback was perfect, though.
No, I'm not saying they were. I'm just saying that Green Bay did play much better than the Rams.
They stopped the rush. LA only had 72 yards of rushing. They only had 156 yards in total offense.
You say they stopped the rush, but the Rams don't have a rush attack.
That's very, very true. That's something they would have to address in the offseason, most definitely.
They'll take maybe that Georgia running back whose name I can't remember.
Or in the second round?
Oh, yeah,
or the Tennessee dude who's declared this week.
It might need to be a bit not quite good running back then, because second round.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is ticking at the moment. He's playing well.
I mean, are Green Bay mathematically out of it?
No. They could still win everything. If they win the remaining games they are in. Have you seen what Aaron Rodgers has said about when asked about Christian Watson not being on the same page as him for one of the touchdown throws?
No,
touchdown
no.
What's he saying?
So, at the line of scrimmage, Rodgers rubbed his arm down to show, like, 3 fingers to obviously show it. And the ball snapped. Watson's made the run and hasn't turned around. And then Rodgers after the game about it. I haven't heard the whole question of it. He said, and his response was, "You've got to practice the routes to catch the touchdowns."
What is that? What is that supposed to mean?
Christian Watson is my offensive rookie of the year nomination for when we come to our votes, when we do our nominations at the end of the season.
The sad truth of the matter is Brock Purdy is probably going to win that. I don't think he should. I really don't think he should. But NFL seem hell-bent on exclusively giving that to quarterbacks.
They'll be Pickens.
Pickens or Pickett?
Yeah. Pickens. QB. Pickett. No, it is Pickett. Yep, sorry. Get those two mixed up all the time. But yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers, or as we've always known, has not liked rookie receivers.
Yeah, he's made that pretty clear.
Yet he has always bitched and whinged that they've never given him weapons. You've got
catch-22, that, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got a superstar in the making wide receiver there at your hands. You've made one mistake. He's made one mistake in the last God knows where he's not read the route properly, or he's not seen your signal, or whatever it is. He goes on national telly and crucify him afterwards. That's not fair on the lad. He's scored 10 touchdowns this season.
I think Rodgers has proved he's not the best teammate.
Rodgers is a
arrogant.
I was looking at the clock to see if it's gone past 9 o'clock, but he is.
Word I'm not going to say.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember his Christmas, boys. Be nice.
Yes. He is. Yeah, it shows that he's a great quarterback. I would not go into battle with him, though.
I was more thinking.
I'd rather go into battle with Baker Mayfield. That says something.
I was thinking more of a arrogant if UC came.
Yeah, I might have gone a bit too strong with that one.
Yeah.
But hey, it's Aaron Rodgers.
One thing I will say about.
Sorry,
Phil.
No,
Phil. It's been 16 weeks, Al.
You've got your random name on there. I look at it now before I say names. Even though you've gone bar humbug. It's like,
we've got Ollie and Never Need a Scrooge here.
I'm not a big fan of Christmas anyway, because it's not about me anymore. I'm not a fan. Anyway, see, you can that the Rams basically shut Christian Watson down. He was only targeted 6 times.
Yeah.
And now it's the Green Bay's biggest weapon. But as you said, one of those targets was obviously the one that you previously mentioned. And who else? Randall Cobb, 3 catches. Jones, 4 catches.
It was the Green Bay rushing attack that really crucified the Rams. I mean, Dylan, I think, scored a touchdown, did he? Or did he score 2 maybe?
Dylan got 2.
I know Jones scored a receiving touchdown, but I think he also racked up about 70 yards.
Yeah, Jones got 36 on the ground and 90 in the air. 90 on the ground, 36 in the air.
36 in the air.
The thing is, I've got Christian Watson's stats. How many of those stats were before that mix-up? How many of those targets before that, and were they just after that going, yeah, I'm not throwing it to him anymore?
Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how many stopped off that, because normally Christian Watson has 8, 9, 10 targets a game.
Things like that can affect you, especially as a young rookie wide receiver in your first season in the league. You don't know what his mental strength is like.
Oh, you've got. Let's put it this way: you're gonna have to be strong to play with Aaron Rodgers because he ain't gonna help you.
Yes, he
Right. Let's look at this Pro Bowl stuff because I know there's a certain person to my that side. Got a few things to go. So I am going to go.
I'll let you AFC heads take the AFC.
I'm going to go the AFC.
I have some stuff to say about the NFC, but you guys can take the AFC.
Would you like to lead the way on this one?
I was going to say, tell you what I'll do. Do you want to do the AFC or do you do the NFC with my finger? There it is. Or do you do the NFC and I'll just chip in from both sides. Is that okay?
You're more than welcome, mate. Right. I'm going to have to bring this up in front of me on my screen because scrolling across the bottom, I can't really read it. So, man, that's not doing what I wanted to do either. So I'll have to do it this way. And there we go. The AFC, obviously you've got your standard quarterbacks there. You've got your Mahomes, you've got your Allen, you've got Burrows. Running backs, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. Probably Joe Mixon should have been in there, possibly instead of Derrick Henry. Because I think Derrick Henry hasn't had that good of a season. And I've mispressed one button on the screen, it's gone too far. Looking at my wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Jamal Chase, Stefan Diggs, Tyreek Hill. Where's Waddle? Why is that lad not in there? Guy's second in rushing yard and leading, second in reception, second in yardage, or third in yardage, something like that, and he's missed a couple of games through injury. Despite what my eldest says, their tight end class this year hasn't been that good. I mean, Ollie would probably admit with me there. It's always going to be Kelsey and Mark Andrews from the AFC.
I think I'm just going to chip in there that I don't think Mark Andrews should be in there. I feel like he's had quite a poor season by his standards.
Ordinarily, I would die on that hill, but to be honest with you, but I think you're spot on.
I can't remember the guy's name, but the Jags left tackle who went down on Sunday against the Cowboys. He was having a Pro Bowl type season, and that guy's not. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. There's no Jags players in there. There's no Bears players in there either. On the AFC side, absolute shocking.
The Bears are in the NFC.
Yeah, I was putting it as a wholesome there, mate. Orlando Brown, he's not having a good season for the Chiefs. Chiefs O-line hasn't been that brilliant, if I'm truly honest. And yet they've got 2-3 of their O-line in there. Orlando Brown, Joe Turney, Creed Humphrey, they're all in there. Not that good. Mitch Morse is in there as well. As centre, Myles Garrett is in there. I don't think Myles Garrett is having that good of a season either, personally.
Is he like third or fourth in sacks?
Third and fourth in sacks, but a lot of his other things are well down. It's a lot down. Max Crosby is having a good season for Las Vegas, although we kept him quiet.
Can I just say something about Max Crosby?
Yep.
He is just a B-Tech Bosa. Everyone thinks he's so good. He is just a B-Tech Bosa.
I will always take Crosby over Bosa, not because to annoy you or piss you off or anything like that. Is because of the Crosby story. This bloke struggled from drug and alcohol addiction, got himself clean, turned his life completely and utterly around, and he's going to be a Pro Bowler for the second year in a row.
But he's just not as good.
Doff my hat to his good.
Yeah, doff my cap. I think it's amazing, his story, but everybody thinks he's good, but he's just not as good as people think.
Chris Jones is in there. That's a standard. Quinnen Williams from the Jets is in there. Jeff Simmons as well. My man Jude is in there, and I would have been wearing the,
100%.
Over Khalil Mack, I personally would have taken Josh Uche. Hear me out on this one from Patriots.
Oh yeah. But I know you've been very clear.
This is the reason why he's leading sacks. He's ahead of Khalil Mack in sacks. Ahead of Khalil Mack in tackles. Ahead of Khalil Mack in most stats for linebackers. He's had 10.5 sacks in the last 6 weeks. Leading the sacks in the last 6 weeks ahead of Bosa, ahead of Jude, ahead of Garrett, ahead of anyone else in the sack race in the last 6 weeks. Then you've got Sauce in there. I mean, this guy is probably more likely going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Traig Woolen is in there. Don't agree that Trayvon Diggs should be in there, especially as the starter.
Here's the thing with Trayvon Diggs. You were so high on him last year.
I am high, and I think he is a good ball hawk.
He's a ball hawk, but he's not a cornerback.
But he hasn't had a good season. He hasn't had a Pro Bowl type season.
If you put Trayvon Diggs in a cornerback, you have to have safety help. You just have to.
Yeah. All day long.
And that's not a good cornerback. To always need safety help is not a good cornerback.
No. Have I jumped down into... I've somehow jumped into NFC. Let me go back to AFC.
Oh, yes. Good point. Trayvon Diggs.
I was about to say, is it dunk? Xavier Howard, yeah. Mika Fitzpatrick, yeah. Derwin James. Don't think the DBs that are in here, bar Sauce, bar Surtain. Marlon Humphrey from the Ravens, I think he's had a good season. He looked good against us. Kept a couple of our lads quiet, kept Hunter quiet and all that. Jordan Poyer. My issue with Jordan Poyer is he started the season at week 4. The voting opened at week 5, and yet he's still in.
I really don't think the voting makes a difference. I point towards Tua, who I want to actually say something about, so I'll talk about it now. Tua. Yep. At the moment in the NFL, he's first in passing, best TD to interception ratio, best TD to attempts ratio, best yards per attempt, best yards per completion, number 1 overall in the votes. Doesn't make the Pro Bowl. I was on offensive tackle you mentioned, Shane. First in the votes in his position, doesn't make the Pro Bowl.
Alex Highsmith, yeah.
Yeah, Alex Highsmith. I don't think the voting makes a difference. I think it's a scam, it's a publicity thing, and the people that have chosen these rosters are Eli Manning and Peyton Manning.
It's not very often I agree with you, but I think you're spot on. The way I look at the football is, it reminds me of, in wrestling terms, just what's called a house show. Basically, there's nothing on the line, no storyline progression. You're just there to see the stars. That's all it is. And as you said, I don't think voting makes a difference. I think they pick who they want to be there, just to drive the ticket sales up and just to get the most publicity possible.
Yes.
But then surely Tour should have been in that.
No,
Yes.
that's the. They want the stars. They want the Patrick Mahomes. They want the Josh Allen. They want the Joe Burrows. They want the big names.
As far as celebrity goes, he's not in the top. He's not in those top four, is he? Well, no, sorry, not in those top three.
Well, Patrick Mahomes is, he's an electric quarterback. Josh Allen has the arm, has a brilliant arm. He's big, strong, powerful. Like I said, Mahomes is a magic. Joe Burrow has that swag, has that. He reminds me a lot of Drew Brees, Joe Burrow. A lot of Drew Brees about him.
In my opinion, Tua should be there instead of Burrows.
This season, because Burrows slipped down, especially at the start of the season. But as you said, it's names. I mean, Burrow was 4th or 5th QB, wasn't he, alone though? So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame because there's some really, really good players. I've got a few more that I think should be. I think JC Horn, I know that is probably one of the best corners in the league this year.
And another big omission I have in the AFC is Joe Mixon. I think should be in there instead
from
of
the running back order.
But the issue is I'm not sure who you get rid of for him.
Again, with Jalen Waddle as well.
I think it's a case of proof. This is proof positive that the system is broken. Ravens center Kevin Zeitler led his position in voting and didn't get in.
The Bengals fans jumped to Burrow's defense.
No sense.
Not better than Burrow, than better than Kirk. Yes, unfortunately, it's on the wrong conference.
Yes.
I think if he was in the NFC, he would be in there. I really, really do. Let's roll onto the NFC.
Okay, so the quarterbacks is quite an interesting one. Jalen Hurts makes sense. Kirk Cousins having a good season. I'm happy to see Geno in there. I am. Running backs, how Christian McCaffrey isn't in there. I don't know, but I'll revisit that in a minute. Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Miles Sanders. Fullback, of course, we have Juice, because he's the best fullback in the league by quite a margin.
Okay, we'll have a chat again about that, but go on.
You gave us Juice.
I know. I know.
Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Ty McLaurin. Don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Tight end, George Kittle, yes. Hawkinson. We said the tight end market hasn't been that strong. Hawkinson, he's not done much since he got to the Vikings. Defensive tackle, Trent Williams, best in the league. Lane Johnson, also very, very good. I now need to get the rest quickly up because
you got Tristan Wirfs from the Bucks, Zach Martin from the Cowboys, Landon Dickerson from the Eagles, off the offensive guards.
Tristan Wirfs is a massive miss at the moment for the
huge.
It's showing. It is massively showing. And Landon Dickerson, Eagles. I mean, the NFC East, I believe, takes up 21 Pro Bowl slots.
Yeah, the most ever by division.
Yes. And Zach Martin, again, from the Cowboys. Again, NFC East. This guy is a very, very good player.
Mm-hmm.
Right, on to the defensive ends. I mean, I think we know who I want to talk about on this side.
Brian Burns.
Very good player. Nice to see a Panthers player get recognised, but he's not the person I want to talk about. It's a person with a star by his name. He wears
Aaron Donald.
Oh yeah. Well, I do want to talk about Aaron Donald because he shouldn't be on the Pro Bowl, because he doesn't want to be. He shouldn't be on the Pro Bowl. But the guy I want to talk about is Bosa. 15.5 sacks.
Joey.
Gonna win me money off Ollie because we have a little bet between Judon. I just roll on there. Jason Kelsey, very, very good. Frank Wagner, very well. So Bosa, Burns, very, very good defensive end. DeMarcus Lawrence again. Jonathan Allen, Dexter Lawrence, I don't have a problem with. Aaron Donald, I do. star, not talent. Parsons, Darius Smith, both having very, very good seasons. Hassan Reddick, Dre Greenlaw should be there. Fred Warner, I mean, we all know how much I love Fred Warner and Demario Davis. Cornerbacks, Darius Slay, Trayvon Diggs should be out there, in my opinion, for Javarius Ward, but that's just me. Jay Alexander and Taylor Woolen's having a great season. Diggs Baker, I'm so happy Huff got one. I don't have a problem with the kickers. Tress Way, Jason Myers, Kavonte Turpin. I think maybe Jeremy Reeves should be out for Ray McLeod, but that's just that. I think that's the man who's funny me. But the three big emissions I want to talk about here. How did Dre Greenlaw has been everywhere this season? Everywhere. And he didn't get on. But I want to talk about McCaffrey. I've got stats here. Saquon Barkley, all-purpose yards this year, 1,464. Tony Pollard, all-purpose yards this year, 1,279. Miles Sanders, all-purpose yards this year, 1,182. Christian McCaffrey, all-purpose yards this year, 1,578. How is this guy not in the Pro Bowl? Please answer me and help me out. Is it because he's catching too many passes? Like, I just don't get it.
It may be the same reason why Debo's not in. Where do you put him? Do you put him as a running back? Do you put him as a wide receiver? Yes, okay, they are wide receiver DB. Yes. Debo's got that injury. We don't know how long it is. C-Mac, this is my argument with C-Mac not being in. This is why there's only one Panthers player in. When I think J.C. Horn should be in there for a second one. That's a big admission for me. He had started the first 7 games of the season with Carolina?
Yes.
He only really kicked on this season when after your bye week at yours. That's when he really exploded.
I think it's before his bye week. Just want to put that out there.
Oh, whatever.
Because before
tomatoes. That's why I think it is. It's like, he's having a crap season. He's going to be injured by week 8. Something. This is why I think he's not in. If he had been at your guys from day one, Carolina going for the whole season, not injured, he would be in that Pro Bowl and he'd probably be a first teamer.
Well, hopefully, it will make a difference to Dre Greenlaw isn't in there. It will make a difference to Christian McCaffrey isn't there. And I'm hoping it won't make a difference because we'll be in the Super Bowl. Hopefully.
There is one glaring omission from the wide receiver class. You said when I took him in round 4 in our fantasy, I took him at a stretch. That was a bit of a stretch.
And I will take that back and eat my words. This guy has had a hell of a season.
He is on the fantasy. In the fantasy, he is the 6th wide receiver in the league. He is absolutely superb, and I'm talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Him and Goff had the connection since last season when he was his rookie season. I watched some of their games in pre-season last year. Him and Goff seem to be on that connection like that.
Okay, so just hear me out. Who do you replace?
All right, let's have a look.
You've got Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Ty McLaurin.
One of the NFC East guys. Scary Terry.
So one of Brown, Lamb, or McLaurin. Okay, thanks. So you ruled out the best wide receiver in football.
Oh, not AJ Brown. I forgot he was an Eagle at that moment in time. I kind of remember.
So one of Lamb and McLaurin.
Right, McLaurin is having a good season. Yes. Is he having a good season? Amon-Ra St. Brown? No. CeeDee Lamb, until probably Cooper Rush started playing, he wasn't having a good season.
Cooper Rush started like week 2, didn't he?
Cooper Rush was like week 3 or something like that. And then he slowly started getting better. But he's still not having massive games. I'd take him over that. If we look at receiving yards, for example, as I try and get the stats up, CeeDee Lamb is 10th and Amon-Ra is 8th. Yeah, Amon-Ra has had 1087, CeeDee has had 97. If you look at touchdowns, There we go. Armin was ahead of CD Lamb.
Shane, I think he's going to be here a while. We might as well take a seat.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I mean. And it's the same. He's above Scary Terry. He's above all of them. It's almost like going, don't worry, we'll just put Tyler Lockett in. We'll put.
Let me know when we can move on to cornerbacks.
Cooper Cup in the players that got named. I suppose you haven't said Brandon Ayuk should be in there, but that's the difference.
Are we moving on to cornerbacks now? Because I want to talk about cornerbacks.
Corners. Always talk about corners. Go on then.
Shane, you go first.
Just want to mention kickers really briefly. That's all. It's nice to see Morgan Cox for the Titans as a long snapper. It broke my heart to read him playing for the Titans. I completely forgot he left us after being there for so long. And of course, our Lord and Savior is kicking for the AFC. Of course, he is. Who's kicking for the NFC?
Jason Myers, Seahawks kicker.
That's a really good choice. Come on, Ollie. Give us a cornerback thoughts then, bud.
Okay, I'm going to get on my soapbox here. Trayvon Diggs.
Yep.
I've been very, very clear about how much I think Trayvon Diggs is not a cornerback. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great ball hawk, but I don't think he should be a cornerback if he needs safety help and needs to be babysitted through games. Do you know who should be there? Treverius Ward. Also, Liverpool have just equalised.
What a surprise!
Well, it's City versus Liverpool. This is like you should want like an asteroid to hit,
like Bane,
and an asteroid to hit the stadium like Seahawks fans.
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, Treverius Ward locked up Hill, locked up Metcalf, locked up anyone he's been up against. This guy should be in the. And I just like to clarify, the Niners have 7 reserves, 7 replacements, like 7 seriously. McCaffrey, the center Wendell, Treverius Ward, Deebo Samuel, I believe Ray McLeod, Tabor Pepper, and Mitch Wisnowski. 7.
And can I just say one thing really quickly? You're starting to become like the BBC, full of repeats. You know, all the time.
I'm just saying that I think that the Niners have been slightly mishandled, and there should be maybe a few more Niners in there. But I'm a Niners fan. Maybe I'm looking through rose-tinted glasses. But everybody on Twitter has been saying about CMC. And I don't know how Dre Greenlaw's not even made it a replacement. That guy, in my opinion, has had a Pro Bowl level season.
Playing corner, as I did, yes, I play corner in grassroots over in the UK. Completely different from the NFL, even completely different college. Love Trayvon Diggs' movement. Love Trayvon Diggs, the way he breaks onto the routes. I think he is a really big cornerback, because watching it from a cornerback's view, the way he breaks is, he's watching the wide receiver's hips. If you watch his eyes are on the hips. He's almost got, one eye on the hip, one eye on the ball. He always seems to break the route before the wide receiver does. It's almost like he knows what's coming from the wide receiver.
He also gets burned a lot.
This season, I don't think he's picked up a interception, let alone a touchdown. The talk, the joke was around him, the meme, the gif, what you want to call it last year was, he's either going to give you 6 or take away 6 with Trayvon Diggs. This season, he's one of the most highest targets cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah, because he gets burned way too often on routes.
Evan Ingram and Zay Jones tonight will have Eagles. AJ Brown
and Devontae Smith.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith was going to have a field day against that secondary in Dallas tonight.
It's not tonight, and B means you won't even find it.
Yeah, Monday, whatever night. It's like Sunday, Saturday, whatever night this week.
You're tired. One more day.
And I'm ill, and I'm trying not to choke on a load of phlegm. JC Horn.
Saying all these things about Gardner Minshew, all I will say is keep your words soft and sweet, because you may end up eating them.
JC Horn.
I would happily eat humble pie if he falls out at the weekend. I just don't see it.
And you're choosing as your player of the week?
I've got to say Jones my player of the week.
No, next week.
Not going to happen.
JC Horn. One of the leading targeted corners in the league, giving up one of the least yardage in the league, giving up the least touchdowns in the league. He's not in the selection, and he was a top 5 pick as well.
I'm going to be on my Javarius Ward soapbox here and say that Javarius Ward deserved it more.
You're going to be in your Niners soapbox more than anything else. All right, let's go on to players. Let's go on to players of the week. Phil picked that one. Not going to mention any more than that. That's that one done over and done with.
But we're not doing catch of the week where he picked Chandler Jones again, did he not?
Yeah, and I think you even need one Chandler Jones, one catch of the week as well, for God's sake.
Yeah, I voted for Chandler Jones.
Yeah, I bet you did. I haven't checked it actually before we went on there. The smoke shuts at 8:30 tonight. Shano, you went for Josh Allen.
I did indeed, but at the end of the day, there's people like him and Mahomes and Justin Jefferson who are special players in this league. Like if one doesn't do something incredible, the other one almost certainly does. He had a great game against a very stout Dolphins defense. He threw for 4 touchdowns again against the defense like the Dolphins. That's not easy to do. And he also did he rush? Yeah, he also rushed for 77 yards as well. When you've got a dual threat quarterback who I think is a better passer than he is a scrambler, but he can also move when he needs to. What a fantastic player he is. I think, and I don't think this is the first time he's been picked as one of our players of the week, is he?
Yeah, I've definitely picked him before.
I was going to say, I thought somebody...
I haven't for a reason.
He's incredible. I try to obviously keep things different, when I make my picks and a bit of variety, but sometimes you just cannot ignore talent and quality. Josh Allen is...
Well, he just refuses to acknowledge any Buffalo players actually exist.
No, I do think... Josh Allen is a special talent, and...
Yeah, but
we are very lucky at this moment. Right, we've always had, we've all been that age where we've had Brady for the last 78 years. We've had Breeds. We've had, we've had Mannings. We've, those elite, brilliant quarterbacks. And now we're going to the next group: Mahomes, Allen, Burrows. Hurts,
Purdy.
Fields probably could be possibly in there. He's made a nice big leap this year.
Purdy.
Hopefully Matt could be in that group
as
well.
I heard you the first time.
Okay, I'll keep saying it until somebody acknowledges it. Purdy.
I said. I'm hoping we have this next group. Are they going to be like that for the next decade and a half?
Can we move on to my next?
Yep. Let's go on to yours, mate.
This guy had a game for Jacksonville, didn't he? Zay Jones,
oh yes.
Six receptions, 109 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also some incredible catches in there too.
Yeah, that touchdown catch as well is pretty good.
This guy probably could have been a shout for the Pro Bowl because he's been playing really well the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have an argument about the Pro Bowl. My issue is with the Pro Bowl is they open the votes far too early. It's week 4 or 5.
I thought
why not wait until
don't actually matter.
Why don't they open it week 10? Get a better judgment of
Why
it.
do they bother with it when it doesn't actually matter?
I'm going to mention another Jags player who actually scored the winning touchdown on the pick 6.
Rayshon
Jenkins.
He was almost my player of the week.
Yeah, he was almost my player of the week as well because you went for Zay Jones. We've had 2 players go off, and I wanted to flip it over. I mean, Rayshon Jenkins, 18 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and a winning touchdown as well.
I think he got 2 picks, did he not?
Yeah,
I think he did.
2. Yeah, and one of them was for a touchdown as well.
I mean, Shane gave him a shout out on Monday, didn't he? That's the reason why I didn't swap.
He played really well.
And there's Finn.
Okay. No, I thought you might go for the stiff arm again, but no.
No, he's been poorly, so I thought I better not do. Mine has gone for the Eagles defensive tackle linebacker Josh Sweet.
Joshua had a hell of a game.
I could have picked 2 or 3 players who had multiple sacks against like the Bears on Sunday night. But I went for this guy. 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and hit the QB a couple other times. Whenever Fields went down in the backfield, there seems to be Josh Sweat with him. Josh Sweet with him at the time, and was going, yeah. He seemed to be there all the time in the backfield, no matter what. And it's like, it doesn't matter if Montgomery had it or the other running back had it. Josh Sweet was there. He was there again. Into coverage as well. I thought it was just Sweet, but it sounds like it could be Josh Sweat.
I think I'm getting confused with Montez Sweat.
Probably. Yeah. But yeah, that gentleman who's rolling across the bottom, that's my player of the week. Yeah, super game. I mean, Eagles are looking really, really good. Like I said, they are 1 win away from securing the playoff, the number 1 seed.
On to predictions?
Let's roll on to predictions. No, I pressed the 1 button.
Phil's taking the lead, and I'm clawing my way back slowly.
Very, very, very slowly.
Happy with this.
But Phil's not here, Shane, so you've still got to go first.
Oh, awesome. Where do we start then, Bud? Do you want to let everybody know what the predictions are?
We have got tonight's game, which is Jacksonville against Jets. Even though I just wrote Giants.
Green Bay Dolphins.
Green Bay Dolphins. Denver at LA. Rams. And Tampa at Arizona.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Jags tonight because I think they are cooking at the right time. Trevor Lawrence is looking like an absolute beast, and we've already mentioned their receiving core as well. Christian Kirk, when he signed that deal, I thought there's no way he's going to live up to that contract. Yeah. But he's pulling his weight, so I'm definitely going to go with a Jags win tonight, and I think the Jets are on the downswing anyway.
Yep.
What was the next one, Bud? I got it.
Green Bay. Dolphins or Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay Dolphins.
Yep, I think the fact that the Dolphins are home and not at freezing cold Lambeau, that will help because obviously after last week against the Bills, and I think they're going to be the coach is going to be demanding a response after losing to the Bills last week, and I think Aaron Rodgers and co are just the unfortunate team that are in the firing line, so I'm going to go for the Dolphins on that one. Cool. Broncos and Rams. I think the Broncos are just not good, but the Rams are much better. But even though I think the Rams have more weapons than the Broncos, they should be able to eke a victory out. So I'm going to go with the Rams in that one. And Buccaneers and Cardinals. Cardinals are. In all honesty, I wouldn't play their team in tackle football. No, sorry, in flag football at the moment. They're not very good or high school football. So I'm gonna go for Brady and the Bucks. I think.
Tampa. Completely and utterly agree with everything you said about Jacksonville. Yes, the MILF Hunter Zach Wilson had a good game last week. Looked after the football, but he can't have 2 good games on the bounce. He really, really can't. So I go on Jacksonville. Green Bay over Miami. Miami, it doesn't overly matter if they lose. They can still stay in the playoffs. Green Bay need the win. Green Bay need to win out to stay in the playoffs. So I'm going for Green Bay.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Green Bay have got some. They've found that screw, and they've turned that screw around. They're winning the hard games. They're winning. I think it's 5 in the bounce. They've won now. 4 in the bounce. They've won now. They're looking a lot better. It's battle of who's the worst team. And I've gone for LA to be the slightly better the worst team. I'm going to give LA a F+ and Denver a F-. So I've gone for LA. Tom Brady very rarely loses 2 games on the bounce, so I've gone for Bucks.
Okay, so completely agree with what you guys said about the Jags. I have them to be the Jags. I think Mike McDaniels is going to outcoach Matt LaFleur for the Dolphins to be Green Bay. The Broncos versus the Rams, okay? So the Broncos are coming off a win against a poor Carolina team.
Yep.
And the Rams are coming off a loss. I'm going to back the Broncos to kick on and beat the Rams.
Nice.
Okay.
Love a bit of a controversy and differency going around here.
And Tom Brady, I'm not going to bet against him against a very poor Cardinals team.
Yeah.
Buccaneers.
Yeah. I thought we'd go for 3 Christmas Day games, even though one rolls onto Boxing Day.
I mean, the Christmas Day games aren't exactly that good, are they?
No, they could have given us.
Kelly agrees with Shane. Jags, Dolphins, Rams, Bucks.
Cheers, Cal. Good choice.
Yeah, she's going with me, so what do you expect?
That's not what I meant.
Yeah, it's. I think the 2 middle games, the Green Bay, Miami, Denver, LA. It's a little bit trickier to pick. That
I don't think. I really don't think Green Bay, Miami's hard to pick.
Okay.
What is Mr. Perrin selected then?
Let me look. I'll look back in the chat. He put it in there. Phil Perrins. Let me just find it.
I haven't seen it going in there as of yet.
Oh no, it's you that put it in there. Jags, Dolphins.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not put them in yet.
So unless he puts it in before the Jags game, the first game will be null and void.
Yeah, so I can go top again.
And yeah, it depends who he goes for. Let's go for the rest of the week's games. There are some good games. I mean,
Bengals and Patriots on Sky, Ollie.
Great. We're going to get to see Joe Burrow literally tear our well, actually, no, we got a good defense. We're going to watch the Green Bay, the Cincinnati defense absolutely destroy us. Yay.
Let's hope not. Oh, no, let's hope not. But I am fully confident in the fact that the hoodie has everything handled. He knows what he's doing. I think your team will turn up and ball out. I think you will beat the Bengals, and everything will go in your favor. Don't ask me why I feel this way or why I'm saying it, but I think that's what will happen.
So something just pinged up on my phone, literally as you mentioned, like New England. So Robert Kraft has gifted tickets and a pre-game sideline pass to Jerry Edmond, the New England fan who heckled last Sunday at Las Vegas. Don't know any more than that.
That's nice.
Pinged up on my phone.
Shane, I just wonder if are you feeling confident at home to the Falcons and Desmond Ridder?
Honestly, but as I said, I hope the Pats win because if we somehow sneak a win, we've sealed our place into the playoffs.
Are you feeling confident though?
I don't know. I don't know. In all honesty, Lamar is not fit enough by the looks of it. Trace will be starting again. We got Sammy Watkins back, and I don't know. And John done a press conference the other day, and people were asking him about the coaching staff, and he's like, "No, we're okay. We know what we're doing. Everything's fine." So I'm like, John, can't you see what's in front of you? So yeah, I'm pretty sure we should win, but with us, I never know.
Right. Are Tennessee going to roll with a 50% fit Ryan Tannehill? Some would say that's Ryan Tannehill at his best anyway, or are they going to roll with my mate Malik Willis?
I think they're going to go with Ollie's favorite quarterback of all time, Malik Willis.
All time.
Yeah, if you see, I'm not a fan of Malik Willis. I did a whole debriefing and I ripped him apart.
I know you made it very clear how you feel about Malik Willis many times on this podcast. About as many times as I've mentioned how much I love the Cowboys. Yeah,
pretty much. Texans, the last couple of games, played really, really well.
They won. Did they win or did it? No, it took overtime.
They lost. They lost in the last seconds against the Cowboys, literally on a 98-yard drive, brilliant drive from Dak a couple of weeks ago, and then Kansas last week.
It took overtime for the Chiefs to beat them.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs.
I think they're going to beat Titans. I really think they're going to beat the Titans.
Do you?
I really do.
That's a good. That's a good.
Derrick Henry's going to steamroll them.
Giants against Vikings is another good game.
Yeah. Let's go, G-Man.
The big blue.
Let's go, G-Man.
I really hope. I should have liked New York because they stole 2 Super Bowl rings off them. But one of my favorite players of all time, one of their Hall of Famers. Great player. Was one of the best players I've ever seen. like
He's not in
live.
the Hall of Fame, is he?
I think he might be in theirs. He's one
Yeah,
of.
but I'm
What
talking
you going to
about-
say Lawrence Taylor then, bud?
But I hate Vikings even more. It might be a case of a certain host that we used to have on this show. Used to love the, go on as much as that bloke
God.
goes on about like
His
49ers.
his Facebook posts.
Yeah, at least you don't do that. Yeah. Lions are going to make it 8 out of 7 or 7 out of 8.
Think so, do you?
8
Yeah,
out of
against
7,
Carolina.
Yeah. 8 out of 7.
Okay.
Yeah, easy. They'll go to
Like,
8 and 7.
Are we going to talk about the Niners game or not?
No.
Because
Who's the Niners?
what are the Commanders of Niners? I think we'll win, but I think it's going to be a tough.
I was scrolling down
game.
to that one. I was going down to it. I was doing the 6 o'clock games. All right. I put in the group chat because Chase Young is back.
Is he?
Yes.
Chase Young is back. They have said he is going to be back and he's fully ready to go. He's going to be chasing Brock Purdy around all over
He's
the
going to
place.
be Purdy. I can't wait.
Will he be like match fit though? Not played for over a year.
Right, yeah, this is my thing now. I think he's going to be, right, 3 or 4 snaps at a time, out you come for a bit, have a bit of a rest. I think it's just going to be a case of, right, don't worry about dropping the coverage, just go after that number 13. Let's show him what a real NFL defensive end is like.
And apart from the walking penalty, our O-line is pretty good.
Who's your walking penalty?
Mike McGlinchey.
Okay. And Nick Bosa's a bit of a walking penalty at the moment, isn't he? He keeps jumping offside.
Twice. In a row.
Twice in 2 snaps.
But that KC game was just a disaster.
We've mentioned it a lot on tonight's show, but I think the week's prime game is like the 9:25 game.
I think it's tonight.
Really?
I think tonight. In terms of playoff implications, yes. But I think tonight's going to be a cracking game, and I'm staying up to watch it because I ain't got work tomorrow.
All right, don't rub it in, but
Cheers.
Mate, I told you, just get a job with unlimited holiday, then you can
get a job with future publishing.
I tried, but they didn't even come back to me.
They came back to me.
They don't know talent when they see you, but that's what it is.
To tell me they weren't going to hire you.
Oh God, they're not having that. Oh God, he's your mate. I ain't going to work with you. I've got enough of you. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I was looking forward. I think Jalen Hurts would have an awesome game against this Cowboy secondary. I really, really do. And I think Minshew will have a really good game. They'll get after that secondary.
He's Minshew. He just won't.
They'll get that Eagles offense will attack the secondary.
Yes,
that
and
Cowboy secondary is no good.
He'll get picked off. Okay, we're about to go Shane special in a minute, but I'll bet either of you Minshew at least 2 picks.
2 picks.
2 picks.
Okay.
So you reckon he's going to have 18% of his picks in one game?
I reckon he's going to throw at least 2 picks.
20%. Yeah, you reckon he's going to have 20% of his picks in one game?
I think he's going to throw 2 picks. Do you want to take that?
Yes. Let me find out. Give me a minute, and I'll find out what the odds are now. See if I can find the odds for that, because that sounds.
Other way. Use your other hand, your Wally.
I thought you were going to call him someone else.
We'll just do that. £5. You already owe me a £5 from a couple of weeks ago, so.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he won't get picked twice. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, sorry, boys. I just rotated a little bit, if you don't mind me mentioning it. Gardner Minshew to pass for 2+ touchdowns and the Eagles to win 3-1. Oh!
Not going to happen.
I'll take that bet. Sundays, I mean, we've already said Christmas Day games. They're not brilliant. I mean, the Raiders Steelers kicking off at 1:15, obviously Christmas Eve, 1:15 in the morning. When Santa's dropping his sack down chimney. That sounded really, really wrong.
You couldn't say Santa's delivering presents. You had to word it that way.
It's a PG.
Yeah, I was going to say I was going to say carrying his sack, and then it just kind of went completely and utterly wrong. It's like, Yeah, that ain't good.
You could have just said Santa's delivering his present. That's all you needed to
I
say.
tried to. Yeah,
At least you didn't say anything about coming down the chimney.
Hey, that's part of a song, isn't it?
Anyway.
Chargers. So we're gonna see obviously Nick Folk back playing on Monday.
Do you want to mention his nickname, Shane, that you were calling him before the show?
What's that about? Go on.
It
What was
rhymes with
that?
Nick.
No, I'm asking you if you want. Shane.
Oh yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Big Dick
Rhymes with
Nick.
it.
Yeah.
The original Big
yeah.
Cock Brock, Big Dick Nick.
Yes, most definitely. Right, Shano, you got your bets ready?
I have, but yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, me and my two buddies up here have come to an idea that we will like to do now maybe every week. We'll see how it goes. I've got 3 bets from Sky Bet, just to see if they take your fancy. What I selected myself.
We will say he doesn't work for Sky Bet. He works for.
Careful now. I don't know if I can mention it yet.
Which one do you work for?
William Hill you work for?
No.
What colour are their logos?
Coal, isn't it?
The one that's there you go. The one that's under the sea. Right. Okay. So
Little Mermaid.
Right. So my first bet for tonight's game, as a matter of fact, is for the Jets and the Jags both to score 20 plus points. That's 11-4. What do you think about that? I think it's I think it does have potential to happen because we've already mentioned the Jags and the Jets have been a decent game, surely. The
Jags have had a good defense, and with Zach Wilson a quarterback, I'm not convinced about the Jets scoring 20 points.
The over and under is on 36.5 according to ESPN. They are averaging. To be fair, they are averaging just over 20.5 points to the Jags on the defensive side of the ball.
I was going to say, if you don't like that one, we still got the Gardner Minshew 2+ passing touchdowns and the Eagles to win at 3-1.
Oh, I love that one. I'm having that one.
And the next one then I've got for the I believe it's the Saturday games. CMC, Ollie's old buddy. Zeke and Josh Jacobs in a touchdown treble, again with Sky Bet, is 11-2. That basically means for those 3 players to score a touchdown at any time.
So who's the other one? CMC, Zeke, and who?
CMC, Zeke, and Josh Jacobs.
I like that.
That sounds right, doesn't it? I usually do a touchdown treble once a week, and I think there's 2 options this week, but that's the one I fancied. And one for you, Mr. OBH. You like this one, and frankly, so do I. Kevin Harris to score any time for the Pats is 7-1.
Nice.
So yeah, I think that would be.
Well, let's put this way. So Jacoby Myers is on the injury report for a shoulder injury. So obviously he's popped his shoulder out when he was trying to throw the lateral. But yeah, so I think Kevin Harris will probably get a few more carries this week. Yeah, I like that one. 7-1. That's a good shout. It's
just a goal line stand, little, like a first and goal, something like that. They're always capable of scoring touchdowns like that if you're running back.
Goal.
But
yeah. I mean, for that to happen, Matt has to move the ball, doesn't he?
And we don't score red zone touchdowns here. It's more like from 1st and 22 or something like that.
You don't score touchdowns full stop, mate.
We do, just not many. I do like these. These bets will be up. We'll put them up on our socials after the show, just so you can have a look. We won't put the betting company on there, obviously, in case we get told off. We will put what Shano expects, and then we will go from there. So we will add them up. They will go up Monday, and they'll get to stay in. We will be on when we do our Monday shows as well. They will be up on there. Gonna roll it through.
Just to mention that due to the festivities this week, we will not have a Monday show, but we will be back next Thursday.
We are going to be back next Thursday. I wish I had some Christmas music. I could have played some Christmas music, but I could have played Wham. I could have played Wham. That would have annoyed a lot of people, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Could have played Wham. That would have annoyed a lot of people.
I gave you my heart. But the
Not
very
Ollie
next
singing. Not
day,
Ollie singing though.
gave it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you for watching and entertaining us and listening to us free rabble on, especially about some team that play somewhere down in the southwest of America. Yeah.
This
He
podcast is Niners County.
Seems to rep injured players quite a
Yeah,
lot.
I know. I mean, I have like Lance, Garoppolo, Debo. I mean,
He's a curse. He is.
Yeah, I do that as well. Every time I wear my my Douglas shirt, he's injured.
Anyway, this podcast is Niners. This podcast is turning into a Niners podcast. We need to stop talking about the Niners as much.
Yes, you do need to stop talking about the Niners podcast. Niners.
You were saying I had a Ray Rice jersey. Let's leave that one there.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful Christmas. Stay safe. Enjoy the festivities. Enjoy your time with your friends and family, whatever you're doing. Merry Christmas from all of us at the Third and Long podcast. Good night.